Hi guys, welcome back to PBTV. We've got a very exciting build to look at today. This is the Umarex HK M110 SDMR. So, very cool bit of kit. It will be a very sort of high-end build, we'll say, is the best way to describe this, because it is not the most budget-friendly thing, but we are going to put it through its paces and see where it stands and where it might sit in your armory. So the first thing to note is this is a DMR out the box. There is nothing you need to do to it, so it is... I think it was 420 FPS without any hop on. So we then applied some hops so the BBs weren't rolling out and making sure it was shooting straight. And it was doing about 400 to 410. So then you could increase the weight and get under that 400 or that 1.49 joules if you're at some sites. But there are some sites now that are doing 450 as a DMR. So it is an out-the-box platform that some people are very much looking forward to. But yeah, we'll have a look at its features, see what the controls and stuff are like, and then we're going to put this thing on both of our ranges and see how it performs short range in accuracy and long range when you're wanting to reach out. With something that is designed to be a DMR, you want to be stealthy and hidden for as much as you can, but you need them single shots to count. So starting at the front and working our way back, as you can see, we have put the Hasta tracer on this because it's really cool and it should go on every platform, just because it sort of matches the vibe and the look of this thing. But underneath that, there is a 14mm counterclockwise thread. In the box, you do get the standard H&K birdcage flash hider, but as you can see, the 40mm thread just allows you to add any accessory or front end that you want. Coming back, we do have the 110's M-lock rail. This is sort of a deceptively light platform for the size of it as well. When I was handed it earlier, I was sort of bracing myself for quite a heavy platform. I'm not saying it's light, it is 3.3-ish, maybe a little bit more kilos, but a lot of the weight has been saved by this aluminium front end. So we've got M-lock on the left, right, bottom, and at the angles. It's not quite true M-lock, but it is in a position where you can still mount M-lock parts. And across the top, we have the standard RIS. We do have markings on there if you've got different loadouts and you want to change things out and know where you've put them. And at the front, we have our canted pop-up iron sights. So we've got canted front and back. So again, in airsoft, they're not amazingly useful at range, but again, a canted iron sight with a dot of the optic that we've put on this. So we do have a 3x12 Vector Optics Veyron on here because we were going to take it outdoors and we wanted to make sure that we could see where them rounds were going and make sure it were accurate. But what these canteds do give you, if someone does encroach within that sort of, they're almost at your engagement range, you don't have to be looking through your scope, you can still sort of lay it down and still do some reasonably close range shots. Also, what canteds do, they allow you to lower your bore axis. So with your optic and your bore is quite a big gap. If you tilt the weapon and you're coming up to a barricade or something, you can look through there and it drops your bore axis a little bit, so you can still keep a nice bit of cover but not be shooting the cover in front of you and keep the rounds going over. Allows you to be hidden a bit longer, stay in cover but still get them rounds off. But the setup that we did here, we'll see how that performs, but the flip to sides, they're mainly because that's what the real one comes with, so they're trying to keep this as accurate as possible. At the rear end of the rail, on both sides, there's one here and one at the left side as well, is one of the QD sling points. You can see a matching set at the back, so you can single point this at the back, but again, with it being quite weighty, if you're wanting to trudge around with this for a while, I'd probably recommend doing 2-pointing this and having one on the rail and one on the stock, and then if you need to swap it around, there's plenty of slings that allow you to change between. Coming to the receiver, the absolute behemoth of a receiver with the large magazine, so it is a huge bit of kit. There will be some parts on this that look familiar, but there are obviously some bits that have changed in keeping with the real steel variant. As you can see, there is no forward assist, but they've kept the markings where on the real one they've been milled off and they've changed them and converted them. On this, they've just kept the sort of shadow of where it used to be, and the same on the left hand side where the guard for the ping pong is. They've kept that there in keeping with the real one because they were converted off the standard 416 uppers. Control wise, we have a very ambidextrous system. So we've got a mag release on the right hand side here that drops out the 100 round mid-cap magazine with the mock rounds in there. Looks very cool. And we do have a mag release on the left-hand side as well. Just be aware that some ambidextrous mag releases, they can have an inherent flaw with them, we'll say, is when this is slung and it's rested against your rig, your rounds or your mags or anything like that can catch that and accidentally drop your mag out. So just make sure that when you get used to carrying this thing, you're not accidentally dropping your mags on the floor. Ping pong on the left-hand side, and the bolt release is also on the right-hand side there. For when you're adjusting your hop, you can press that to release the door forward. Selector, as we've said, this is a DMR at the box, but it does flip a full 180. So we have safe, semi, and semi-auto again. So there is no full auto function on this one out the box. It is already locked to semi-auto. Other things that we have the charging handle at the back that allows us to draw the door back and find the rotary style hop in there. Again, really, really good hop. I praise the rotary style all the time over the gear ones. They stay in that position much, much more compared to the gear ones. It's quite rare, but with the gear ones, when you're firing the sort of heavier weight BBs, the actual round pushing through the hop can slightly wind it off. So with the rotary ones, can't really do it because it doesn't have the rotation physics to be able to do it. Coming at the back, we do have the massive stock tube. Because this is a 417 platform, it is the larger style stock tube, so you are stuck with the stock that is on it. Not saying that's a bad thing, it is a very nice stock, but if you want anything aftermarket, it will not fit on here unless it's specifically designed for a 417 style stock tube. Another mod that they've done on this is rather than having to just twist it and your rear of your stock randomly coming off every now and again, there is a switch. So pulling that back and then rotating allows you to get into the back of this. It is a Tamiya connector and there is an inline MOSFET in the tube, but with the style of stock that we've got in here, you can have nunchuck style batteries, plenty of big batteries. When we've tested this on the Chrono earlier, we had a 1450 milliamp battery in here, so again it's going to last a long time and going to run all day. And with the MOSFET in there, it'll have all the protection it needs. So internally then, it is a version 2 base platform. We do say base because it's a version 2 gearbox, but there are, obviously with the size of the receiver, there's various different things that have been changed. So there's not much that is compatible. So once this is out of the box, this is how it's pretty much going to be. Barrel-wise, we do have a 6.03mm tight bore, and it is 450mm in length. So they do have a sort of 120 spring in here that's normally around that 390, but that tight bore and that length barrel is allowing it to kick up to that 400 FPS. So it's a very, very good combo that they've got with the spring and the barrel giving you that perfect FPS. And as I've said, you can, if you really wanted to with suppressors or anything, you could even extend it further. But again, you're wanting to take that sound off it. So we had a few rounds through the Chrono, standard gearbox noises and stuff like that. So suppressor's not really going to do much in quieting the overall noise down. But when you put the Haster on it, you've got the effects, you've got the muzzle flash, you've got the smoke. This thing's a lot of fun to test out. We were just doing the functionality test before streaming, and I think I probably loosed off way more rounds than I should have, but I was just having too much fun. But yeah, so it is a very impressive platform. I think when it comes to a lot of the HK platforms like the G28 and things like that, there's always been that sort of mismatch of colours. But I think they've got, the sort of combo that they've gone with this, with the colours that they've got on the stock and the grip, and the bronze is just one of the nicest bronze sort of coatings that I've seen on a platform for a long time. There are some where the upper's slightly different to the lower, and they've tried to keep it in keeping with the real steel, but they've done that with this, and it comes out really nice. Very ergonomic, really easy to manoeuvre. The lightweight front end means that this thing can be swung around and got on target really quick. But with that being said, we want to see what this thing is actually capable of. So we're going to take it up to our indoor range and do a grouping test, make sure it's right, and then take it to our outdoor range and see what this thing is like at long range. So catch me upstairs. Right guys, so we've talked about the M110's features, but let's see what its grouping is like on our short indoor range. So, quite impressive, but again, this thing's a DMR, so we're not really interested in 10 meters. Let's see what this thing can do on our outdoor range. Let's catch you outside. Right guys, so we've done the 10 meter range, so we've now brought it out to our outdoor range. We've got a little target at about 30 meters and then another larger target at 60 meters. So we're gonna see what the M110 is capable of. 60. So, quite comfortably reaching out there. Again, this is preset as a DMR, so even all the way around on full auto, you're only getting semi-auto. So, out the box, ready to go DMR, absolutely stunning bit of kit. Well, that just speaks for itself. Yeah, so a grouping like that, again, our indoor range is only 10 meters, so you kind of expect something like this, but even then, you expect a little bit of variance, but yes. And then outdoors, you saw 30 meters, 60 meters, quite easily reaching out. We could have backed up a little bit more and maybe gone for 70, but again, this is just an out-the-box platform that is performing above and beyond what some people are wanting to build things into. So if you are wanting something that's ready to go, it is an absolute stunning bit of kit. So again, the only bits that we've put on there, the optic, the Haster, we've done nothing internally to make this thing sort of reach out any further. We've not changed the hop or anything. All we've done is 2.8 BBs, set the hop and watched them fly. So I hope that has been informative to you and you've enjoyed this. This has been the Umarex HK M110A1 SDMR. These are online and in store now, so if you want to grab them, please do so quickly because I don't know how long they're going to last after people see the performance outdoors. But I hope you've enjoyed that, and if you want to see more videos, make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll try and throw more of these videos out as quickly and as often as we can. But thanks for watching it, as always. I'll see you in a bit. Bye.